Hey family, B. Seymour Sports Probe, SeymourBarry15, gmail.com. That's SeymourBarry15 at gmail.com. Thanks for joining me again for the NFL Pick Show. Hey, listen, week 9, this is a make or break week for a lot of teams. All right? So we're going to get right to the slate, which starts tonight, Thursday night. And it's going to be in Houston. And the Houston Texans really right now under Lovie Smith trying to find themselves. Young team, but they have some players, but they just right now are not where they need to be in order to even be close to thinking about being not only winning games, but being a playoff contender. And then they go up against these undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. So to me, this isn't even a toss-up. It's just about how much this game is going to be won by the Eagles. So I'm going with the Eagles. I'm going to give you a score, probably 35-13. 35-13. I have the Eagles all over Houston today, okay, on Thursday Night Football. There are 8 1 p.m. games on the slate for Sunday, and we're going to start in Atlanta, where the Falcons eked out a win last week. They probably should have lost, but they eked out a win on a field goal in overtime after the Carolina player took off his helmet. Moore took off his helmet, which everybody knows you don't do that, and basically took a victory away from his team. So, you young people out there, remember, keep your helmet on. It ain't about a showboat thing, okay? Just giving you some advice. But at the end of the day, they go up against Justin Herbert, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, and the San Diego Chargers. No, sorry, the LA Chargers, guys. So I'm just looking at this game as something where both teams fighting for playoff position. Both teams have a lot to lose by losing this game. Both teams have a lot to gain by winning this game. So I'm going to go with the Chargers winning this game on the road. Make a break win. Atlanta's going to be in this game. This is a close game. I see this game easily being 24-21. Easily 24-21, but I think the Chargers will come out on top on the road. Miami travels to the Windy City, Chicago, one of my favorite towns. Lived there for some time. And I think because the weather is going to be warm, Miami will prevail in this game. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins defeating Chicago. Tough game again. I'm going to say somewhere like 27-24. Let's go 27-24 in that game. Cincinnati coming off a big rout, getting blew out on Monday Night Football in Cleveland last week. They really need to come back. Carolina, again, giving away that game to Atlanta. I'm just looking at two teams that need a win. I think that Cincinnati needs it more, so I'm going to go with the Bengals. And I think the Bengals are going to erupt in this game. Even without Jamar Chase, the great all-pro receiver, I think they're going to come up with a 31-22 victory. 31-22 at home, the Bengals over Carolina. Now, in Indianapolis, goes into Gillette Stadium in New England after the pasting that New England gave to the Jets last week. First thing I would say to myself is like, Indianapolis, the team ain't played well. Matt Ryan got benched. They have no business winning this game. But another part of me is saying, Bill Belichick, he know he need this game, and he's going to have his team ready to play this game at home, and they're going to win. And they're going to win convincingly. Indy's not that great a team. They're one of the more disappointing teams in the league as far as I'm concerned. So I think New England wins 31-17. I think it's as simple as that. The Buffalo Bills travel back to New Jersey to go at MetLife Stadium against the Jets, who again lost to New England last week. We don't know what Zach Wilson's going to do this week, but I know he's not going to beat Josh Allen. So I'm just going to give you a score like 24-24, 10 points. Buffalo's on a mission. They're trying to get to the Super Bowl. After that AFC loss last year to Kansas City, they've been very focused. And even after the one loss they had early in the year, I think they've recommitted themselves to saying, hey, look, we're the team. We can only beat ourselves. So at this point, I don't see Buffalo losing this game, and I think they'll win by 10 points. 34-24, I take Buffalo on the road against the Jets. In Minnesota, came up with a big win last week. Big win. And now they travel into Washington. Daniel Snyder, hey, he's going to sell a team. He's getting some banks involved, and everybody's happy. Tyler Hankey played a great game last week in their upset win. But Minnesota's a better team. And I think they go on the road. Kirk Cousins has a big day. They got the tight end from Detroit who came over in a division now, Hawkinson. And I think he's going to play a pivotal role, not only blocking, but making some key catches in the middle, giving Kirk Cousins a safety blanket to throw the ball, which they haven't really had. Irv Smith has not really done anything since he left Alabama. And he really didn't do anything there for me. I didn't think it was all American tight end, to be honest with you. But that's it. They pulled off a good deal getting Hawkinson, and now I think that he's going to play a pivotal role in their passing game. They have Thielen, they have Jefferson, they have targets, and of course they have the running back Dalvin Cook. So as long as Kirk Cousins doesn't give the game away, throwing the ball away, which he hasn't done this year, he's been pretty accurate, pretty on time, Minnesota wins this game on the road in Washington, as we continue to look at the developments of the franchise with Daniel Snyder possibly being gone sooner than later. And thank God for the historical Washington franchise. I mean, John Riggins, the Hogs, I mean, Joe Theismann, I mean, come on, Billy Kilmer. I mean, these guys, I mean, they were a staple in the league in the NFC East. And they've been nothing since he took over the team. So we just, as a fans, we want to see Washington back in it, competing in the NFC East, and get Snyder out of there. But they're going to lose this game, and he's going to have something to want to get out of there sooner as they lose this game to Minnesota at home on Sunday at 1. And Jacksonville at home, they played well. Their defense is well. Their offense is well. I mean, they played well. They played in London last week. They played a good game. They could have won. They should have won. But things happen. Bounce of the ball, a couple of bad misplays in terms of on defense and on offense, not executing. You give the game away to Denver. So that's it. You allow them to come back and beat you in the end. But Jacksonville's a better football team, and I think all you guys know that already. They can compete every game with Doug Peterson as their head coach, Trevor Lawrence leading them as their franchise quarterback. So I'm just letting you know now, Jacksonville will win this game. Vegas has done nothing to show me that they're trying to get one of the greatest receivers ever to get Devontae Adams the ball. The guy doesn't get the ball. You'll be finding ways to get the ball. You see what the 49ers did last week, getting Christian McCaffrey the ball. They found ways to get him the ball. It's what great offensive coaches do. And when they do those little things, that's how you come up with victories. That's how you score points. That's why you make your defense better, because now they can just put their head down and go after the quarterback. And I think Jacksonville, they do have a good defense, and they're going to win this game. Right now, I'm not liking Vegas at all. The Raiders, they haven't shown me anything. And if they upset Jacksonville, so be it, but they haven't shown me anything. So I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars to win in the last game of the 1 o'clock slate on Sunday. I give Jacksonville, you know what? How about 24-13? 24-13, I think Jacksonville wins that game. Now, there's only 2 4 o'clock games. And both games are significant. Because Seattle, who won last week, Geno Smith is playing out of his mind, goes into Arizona where Kyler Murray can't do anything right. And Arizona needs a win at home where they barely win most of the time. But I just think that Arizona's going to win this game. They have to win the game just to stay in it right now. Seattle's basically leading the division. They're on top of the NFC West. So I see Arizona winning this game. They usually play well against Seattle since Kyler Murray's been there. So I'm going to go with Arizona in a tight one. You know what? I almost can say this is going to be like 20-17. Arizona should. You know what? Let's go 2017. I'm going with this one. I'm going 2017. Arizona at home defeats Seattle. Then the Rams, the defending champions, can't get out of their own way, and then Tampa Bay can't even get in their own way. You know, both teams have underachieved this year by a large margin. And if you're thinking about how last year both teams were right there on the cusp of getting to the Super Bowl, and then the Rams got there and won, it's very disappointing. But I'm gonna tell you this: who's more desperate this week, Tampa Bay or Los Angeles? I don't see Tom Brady losing 4 straight. I just don't. I don't see them losing 4 straight. I just don't see it. So maybe Giselle will be out of his mind. He'll be clear of that, and he'll play a good game. So I like Tampa Bay in a high-scoring game, actually. I think this game's going to be about 31-28, and I take Tampa Bay to win 31-28 in the last of the 4 o'clock games. So, at 8 o'clock in Kansas City at Arrowhead, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes try to build on what they've been doing in terms of trying to get back to the Super Bowl, and they go up against Derrick Henry, the stud. 200 yards last week. Come on, this guy's a beast. He's a beast. Listen, you got to stop him. And Mike Vrabel's going to run him. And you know what? He might get 180. But they're not going to win. Because Patrick Mahomes he's the it. Patrick Mahomes is it. It's 2 quarterbacks in the NFL that's it right now. One is Patrick Mahomes and the other one is Josh Allen. But Patrick Mahomes is over him because he's won a Super Bowl. So until Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes will be the it. And he will do it again on Sunday night. And I see it being a pretty good game. I like when runners run. That's what opens up the passing game. So basically, if Tennessee plays the keep-away game, the old Bill Parcells game, where he runs, O.J. Anderson, Joe Moore, he run Derrick Henry. Shorten the game. Don't give Kansas City many possessions. Keep the game low. This is not going to be a high-scoring game. This is going to be easy. I'm looking at this as definitely a 2018 game. But Kansas City's going to come out on top. I'm going with Kansas City, 2018. It's going to be a safety in this game. Let's get a feel for this game. Okay, Monday night in New Orleans, okay? In the Superdome, like Cosell would say. Okay, New Orleans came off a big win last week. They look great. But then I find out that the stud receiver, oh man, he's down. He was out all last year. Michael, oh God, what's my man's name? I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart, but you know what I'm talking about, from Ohio State. He was out all last year, and now he's got a hamstring injury, and he's not going to play this week. So I hope he's going to get better, but they need him. Now, they do have Chris Olave, and he is shown to be a very good receiver coming from Ohio State. But Lamar, again, in prime time, on the road, will make everybody believe. And then the big pickup, Roquan Smith. He's not Ray Lewis. He's not C.J. Mosley. He is a tackling machine. He leads the league in tackles. Come on, they just got their defense back. And it's not going to take long for him to get adjusted. Give him the first series. He might make some mistakes. After that, the guy's a tackling machine. Once he gets going, it's all over. He did it at Georgia. He's going to do it for the Ravens. And I think that pickup right there might tilt the balance in the AFC. Remember I said that here on Sports Pro. SeymourBarry15gmail.com. SeymourBarry15gmail.com. Let me just tell you, Baltimore goes into New Orleans, wins 27-21. I look at the Ravens winning that game on the road on Monday night. Now, the teams that have buys this week are Cleveland, Dallas, Denver, New York Giants, Pittsburgh Steelers, and my San Francisco 49ers. I just had to let you know who wasn't playing. And just to let you know, just keep hitting me. Give me those likes. Give me the unlikes. I'll take it all. At the end of the day, just hit me at SeymourBarry15@gmail.com. SeymourBarry15@gmail.com. Now, what I've been doing over the past 2 weeks, and I will continue this week, is giving you 10 college football picks. Okay? So I'm just going to go down the line. And what I do is I just pick the teams that I think is going to win, but I'm going to give you the spreads as well. Okay, let's start out with Ohio State playing against Northwestern. Northwestern's getting 38. Ohio State will win that game. TCU over Texas Tech. Texas Tech's getting 8.5. So I think TCU is going to win that game with no problem. Georgia, Tennessee, that's the big showdown. I don't think it's going to be that. I think Georgia's going to win like they've been winning. They got a great defense, and a great defense can stop a great offense. And believe you me, the key to the game is, can you hit the quarterback? You might not sack him every time, but can you hit him, make him uncomfortable, get him out of his spots? He just been sitting back there doing his thing. Georgia ain't going to allow that. Kirby's not going to allow it. I like Georgia giving 8 in that game. Oregon, Colorado, 31 points, 31.5. Take Oregon, guys. Penn State, after losing last week at Ohio State, plays Indiana. They're giving 14. They will win that game. Alabama goes to LSU, their rival. They're giving 13. Don't worry. Nick's team has to impress. They're 7th in the college football playoff picture. They got to come up and they got to impress now. I take Alabama in that game. Clemson, Notre Dame is an interesting game. Because if Notre Dame wins this game, Clemson ain't going anywhere. Clemson shouldn't be 4 anyway, in my mind. That said, they're giving 3.5. It's going to be a field goal game. But I think Clemson will win on the road in Notre Dame. I'm not going to be surprised if Notre Dame win, because that's what Notre Dame does. They come up with victories you don't think they can come up with. But I think Dabo's going to have his team focused. As long as they don't turn the ball over, I think they'll be fine. I'm going to take Clemson and give the 3.5 on that. Michigan, they should be the 4th team, but they're number 5, so they're going to be mad. And unfortunately for my New Jersey Rutgers team, they're going to take it out on you in Piscataway, and they're giving 26. Michigan don't really score a lot of points, but that running back, he's a under-the-cover Heisman. You got to watch this kid. He's a good player. He's a good player, number 2. Quam, I think his name is. Listen, watch that kid, okay? He's under the radar right now. Big game. I see 3 touchdowns out of him by himself. Rutgers giving Michigan giving up 26 points. This is going to be a blowout. Easy. They're going to score over 40 in this game, okay? Greg Schiano's, you don't have the program back up, but he's trying to get it there like he had it before. So I'm taking Michigan over Rutgers. UCLA over Arizona State. They're giving 11, so I'm taking UCLA. And the final game I have for this college football week for Saturday, November the 5th, USC is giving 21.5 to Cal. Cal's 1-7. USC has to impress big time if they want to get in the college football playoff picture. I see this being a runaway. It got to be over 50 points for USC, okay? So I take USC over Cal in that game. Well, guys, thanks for joining me. You got my NFL picks. You got my 10 college picks. Compare, do what you want to do, but let me know what you think. Hit me at SeymourBarry15@gmail.com. SeymourBarry15@gmail.com. Hey, guys, thanks for joining me again. I appreciate your family, and I look forward to you winning some games because I'm trying to win some too. All right, so look, enjoy the games this weekend, guys. Talk to you next week. Peace. Sports Pro. Be Seymour. Seymour Barry 15. See you guys. Peace.